Hey everybody, welcome to Cannabis Tech Talks. You're chopping it up with Chuck, live from the Cannabis World Congress, and we are very excited. We have two guests with us today. We have David Tran and James Zachodni. Did I say that right?
Nailed it.
Yes.
Nailed it.
Yes. How you guys doing?
We're awesome.
Incredible.
Doing great.
Welcome. What do you guys think of the event so far?
It's great. I loved walking around and seeing all the different businesses. You know, getting out to different states. It's always fun to see who comes out, and of course seeing the usual suspects that we all know. And it's like the traveling circus. We always say that we all kind of see each other all around the country through these conventions. But it's great. And there's always new things to see and learn and just check out while you're out here.
It's a lot busier than it was last year. We were here last year, and I don't know, but it's like 3 times as many people here. So it's been a good event, and So what are you guys doing here? Tell us about this. Well, first of all, just real quick, can you tell us about your background, like how you guys know each other and how you guys got started?
Origin stories.
Yeah. So we met each other 20 years ago, and we were bartending. And that's how we started, and we always stayed in touch. It was always about hospitality for us and connecting people and experiences, and that really kept us really connected through the bar world. And we he created a magazine, and when we wanted to do one specifically with cannabis, it was a natural fit. And 8 years in the trenches with this guy, creating Dope Magazine and building it through, it was a really natural fit that when the opportunity arose, events and connecting people are what really unite us, and we're excited to start a new company together, Farechild, and it's incredible to be working with a great, incredible friend that I trust and is very incredibly talented. So.
Yeah, you gotta like the people you work with, right?
Yeah. We like each other most of the time, but I can't say all the time. It's more like a nagging wife a lot of the time. Know each other for that long, so.
But so connecting people, right? I mean, that's a common theme, especially in cannabis. Like it's a social thing. You're smoking. Hey man, you want to puff. Like community is a big part of everything. Talk about what that means to you.
Well, since I started cannabis 25 years ago, it was always about connecting. Being a person that was just starting college, you don't know who you're talking to. So through this plant, I was able to meet people from all over. It didn't matter what color you were, didn't matter where you came from, what state you came from. But when we sat down in a circle, we were sharing ideas, we were sharing music, we were sharing all these other things. And I think that's the collaborative nature of cannabis, but also that peaceful nature that is continuing to be pushed into the new era of cannabis from the people that have been there for a very long time.
Yeah, that's definitely a theme that we see here, because like you said, it's kind of like a family. You go to these events, you run in the same circles, you see the same people. So tell us about Farechild.
Sure. Well, Farechild is our new, we're calling it an event platform because it's kind of has a couple different arms to it, but the primary 2 things that we're doing is first, being as we produce a lot of events for Dope and previously before that for other entities we were part of, was this kind of understanding where the pain points were, especially in cannabis, because throwing events, especially consumption events for cannabis, is one of the most challenging events you could ever do, period. And I've done events for all kinds of different liquors and all kinds of stuff, but cannabis, with the regulations and each state having their own set of regulations and trying to understand all that, is challenge in itself. So really for us, it's about solving problems to help these other event producers with our platform. So it's going to be a ticketing kind of technology platform as kind of one part of it. And through that platform, we'll be able to do direct marketing. We'll be able to do some other cool things like venue listings that will show venues that are available for consumption events. So it kind of shortens the runway for these guys who are trying to throw these cannabis events, to give them a little bit more knowledge of what we've gone through over the last 8 years and help them sort of get on the path to create a good event. Compliance too is huge for us. We try to say there's always a way to do it if you just can look within the rules and play within the guidelines. I know it's tricky because you can't just go pull a permit like you would for a wine festival or something, right?
Right.
It's trickier than that. So we try to help kind of show them how to do it compliantly. Our platform will be using third-party processors for any transactions that are going to be okay with cannabis. So we're really just building this out to make sure that they have a great platform to use to produce events. And on the other side of it is just us as event producers.
Yeah.
We love throwing parties. We love bringing people together. As Dave said, this industry is all about bringing them together. throw him in a room, you throw me behind the scenes getting all the logistics together.
You guys throw dope-ass parties.
It's a fucking party.
That's what you do.
It's the details, right?
Yeah.
It's having all those little moments and those things that people cherish and remember. And our theme, I guess let's say our motto at Farechild is memories matter most. So that's sort of what our North Star is. How do we create memories that people are just gonna take with them forever and
magic moments?
Think
We
about
want
it.
people to have meaningful connections, connections that lead to other things. And if we're building it, and that's our stewardship, let's connect everybody. Let's do it in a way that really, really makes that true connection. And we're just, continue to excited to also work with different types of events. And it's not just lifestyle events. To me, they're business events. They're investment events. There are learning, educational tracks that we can continue to allow them to do what they do really great and just allow us to do the other part of it. Because, ultimately at the end, we're going to continue. The normalization comes with the idea that we're doing things in a very, high standard and in a way that we're really self-regulating ourselves while the industry is being built out.
Okay, everybody, we're going to take a quick break of this week's episode of Cannabis and Tech Talks, and we'd like to remind you that this episode is brought to you by MXL microphones. When you're looking for the best in broadcast quality, definitely go with MXL.
So is that what makes events so cool? Is that connection? Because you're right, you can learn, you can network, you can make friends, you can, drink, there's a lot of things that make events unique and definitely suited, for this industry and everything like that. How do you see that landscape kind of growing or evolving?
I think events in general are the greatest way to kind of bring people together. And, in cannabis, especially since it's already a sharing sort of community-driven product, it just makes natural sense to do it within the scope of an event. And I think it's the one arm of marketing that a lot of people sometimes forget about early on when they're building their business. They're like, we got to put ads out, we got to do this, we got to have brochures. But, if you could put together a great event or even sponsor a great event and be able to get in front of people and really touch them and have them interact with you and your brand and your product, I mean, there's really no better way to really get your product out there. So I don't see there being a slowdown. I think in general, events, especially within cannabis, are just starting to bloom and really blossom. You see it every year at MJ Biz.
Right.
I mean, it's year after year, they're getting bigger and better and cooler. And, we're obviously early on that train and trying to, set the bar real high for those events. But I think that's a good sort of, template of what's to come as far as how, this industry is really starting to adopt the event world.
Yeah, it gives you a chance to, meet your fans, create super fans, because super fans is what it's all about, right? They say if you have 100 super fans, your business can go to the next level.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot better than 1,000 so-so fans.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there anybody else doing what you guys are talking about doing right now? Is there any?
We have friends in the industry, Event High does an event platform, and we just feel like right now, the industry is growing so fast, we continue to need more stewards to help us get the message out. And to me, the more and more it grows, the more and more we have to surround ourselves with other people that are doing incredible things. And we salute what they're doing, and we want to give more options. And, for us, we care very much. We're business people. We want to be able to provide them and, with that kind of runway, which we didn't have a long time ago. You feel like it's a duty to, send that elevator back down. This time with a little more of a roadmap.
This industry's growing so fast, and we just did a panel on artificial intelligence in cannabis, and just the stuff that is coming into this is really cool. Yeah, it's exciting, and I think it's really cool. You guys are bringing your talents, your experience, most importantly, your passion, to help make this thing keep going.
Well, I was just joking. One day, this thing is going so fast, one day we might be throwing a party on Mars, So, you know what I mean? It's not out of the question. I mean, and that's what is beautiful. It's that combining technology with, the bridge of the old school of what the plant really means as a medicinal part is really important. And I just think that, shows like this or putting people together like this, they're really shepherding that new era, which again will continue to go fast, but as stewards and guardians of what we're doing, it's incumbent on us to continue to tell the right story, say it in the right way, show the public that we're doing, we're breaking all the mold.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing by being here.
Yeah. So where can what's kind of your guys' time frame as far as where can people find you?
Yeah.
Where can they see you? Where are you guys going to be making a splash? What's coming up?
So right now the technology is being built out right now by our developers.
Uh-huh.
We're hoping to have that done around the end of the year, but we are going to have it available for our MJ Biz kind of launch party within the cannabis industry. We've done a couple of events that we
December
produced,
12th.
but December 12th at MJ Biz on the Thursday, we have a venue. Our website right now currently just has sort of a landing page to sort of sign up for more information on the event itself, the launch party. So if anyone wants to kind of put their name out there that they want to come check it out, you can sign up on our website too. And then we also have a sign up just to kind of be informed as the platform launches as well. But right now, find us on social, obviously Instagram, Facebook, the usual places. We're at the Farechild. Farechild spelled F-A-R-E, child, not F-A-I-R like the traditional spelling. So
Well, fair as in tickets, fair as in food.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, where'd you get the name? Where'd you come up with the name?
You want the story? Okay.
Yep.
It's a random story.
You're chopping it up with Chuck. Let's go.
It's going with some weird direction. So he and I, we obviously had an office together for many years, and I had a picture in my office that had a picture from Studio 54.
Okay.
So it was an old black and white photo of I think it was like Steve Rubell and Calvin Klein and like Brooke Shields and Andy Warhol were in this picture.
Yeah.
And on the bottom it was signed. It said Farechild, but spelled the traditional way.
Uh-huh.
And so I learned that was actually the museum that commissioned this photo to be taken. And then we were sitting there looking at this picture, and we're like, man, partying back in those days must have been so awesome. Kind of just dreaming of like our ultimate fantasy party was like, going back to Studio 54 and kind of living that world. And we kind of were like, what, that's pretty cool. And then as we looked at the picture, each character in the picture kind of represented like a person that we thought would be a good component to our company. So, the real eccentric Andy Warhol. Then you got the out of control Steve Rubell.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
We got the Brooke Shields. So it all kind of made sense. And then that name Farechild, I don't know, it just sounded like cool and memorable, and it kind of off the cusp a little bit, nothing expected. And he liked it because just had the double entendre of the fair in there, so we switched the spelling, and that's pretty much how it came to be. So no like crazy, like it was my grandmother's, but it was a cool
Pearl Jam.
Yeah, exactly. We thought it was a kind of fun thing to talk about.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, guys. Well, thanks so much for taking a little bit of time with us. We know you're busy. Everybody look out for Farechild. You will see David, you will see James at the best events, at the best parties, and we'll look forward to more innovations coming from you guys and moving the industry forward.
Right on.
All right.
Thanks,
guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to Cannabis and Tech Talks. If you like this podcast, make sure that you subscribe and share with your friends. And if you're interested in being featured on Cannabis and Tech Talks or being an advertiser or a partner in our award-winning magazine, Cannabis and Tech Today, give us a shout and we will help tell your story to tens of thousands of cannabis industry influencers.